feeling like a renegade, somebody save me. Standing in the midst of the crowd, but nobody sees me. Shouting at the top of my lungs, but nobody hears me. All in the name of love, look what you made me. I've been praying for the rain to fall, wash me down so I reborn. Open heavens, let it pour. You can love me again, again, again. You better love me again. You better love me again. You better love me again.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the R34 Chasing Power. So the most important thing for you to do is to find out what power your car is making before you do any mods. And the best way to do that is get it dynoed. So we are at Surrey Rolling Roads to get the car on the dyno and to find out what exact power it's making. So the only mods this car has is a 3-inch exhaust all the way from the turbo back. The cat has actually been deleted. It also has an Apex air filter and a front mounted intercooler, and that's the only mods that this car has. Bog standard, hasn't got a boost controller, hasn't had any engine mods at all, standard turbo. So if anything, these mods, because they're not mapped or anything like that, I reckon it'd probably make less power than standard. But what is the standard power? You see, all 90s Jap performance cars came with the same brake horsepower, and we're going to let our friends from Short Shift explain it to you.
Have you ever noticed how a lot of the older Japanese cars have 276 horsepower? All the flagship models from every brand did. That's all because of the JDM Gentleman's Agreement. And contrary to popular belief, it wasn't required by the government. It was an opt-in program. Just to give you an idea of all the cars that followed this agreement, the Skyline GTR R32 and R33, the 1989 Nissan 300ZX, the Lancer Evo 6, the 3000 GT, the Subaru Impreza 22B STI, the Mark IV Supra, the Acura NSX, and many, many more. So as many of you may now be saying, the GTR didn't have 276 horsepower, or the Supra didn't have 276 horsepower. Well, to be honest, most of these cars didn't. Matter of fact, almost every single brand that signed this agreement immediately ignored it. Most of the cars, like the Skyline or Supra, made upwards of 300 horsepower. This agreement was only made for safety and was originally proposed by the Japanese Automotive Manufacturers Association, or as I like to call them, JAMA.
So we don't actually know what our R34 made from factory. We know quite a lot about the RB26 because there's hundreds and hundreds of videos of it making about 330 brake horsepower. But the RB25 Neo, we don't really know much about at all. So let's find out. Sorry? don't know if you know this, but the UK is on lockdown, so you can't really drive your car, which I'm sort of doing now. And because of that, and because of COVID, all the mappers, anywhere you want to buy your parts, are closed. If you want to get it online, it takes ages to get your stuff because there's not a lot of planes in the sky. So my power build has taken a halt this year, and it's been prolonged. Anyway, the car made 284.4 bhp at the crank. So if you're from another country, wheel horsepower terms, that's 233.8 wheel horsepower. Not a lot, but you've got to remember this was designed to be a road car, and with VCT and how that comes in at 4,500 RPMs mid-range, it's perfect for overtaking. The car, the power, you don't actually need any more power than this for the road really, but as you can see, I've changed the seats. This isn't a road car anymore, this is a race car. So with a race car, that's not a lot of power, and we want to aim for something between 400 and 450 bhp. That's sort of where we want to be. And I've decided, because of COVID, that I'm going to go a little bit further than I was before, and I'll show you what I was going to do and what I'm doing now in other videos. But now I'm on my way for another photo shoot. The last photo shoot that you saw, it was in a LED room, and the camera wasn't really capturing it very well. It was kind of a bit fuzzy. So let's see how we do with this photo shoot. So let's have a look, and I'll see you next time.
First things first, I'ma say all the words inside my head. I'm fired up and tired of the way that things have been. Oh, ooh, the way that things have been. Oh, ooh. Second thing second, don't you tell me what you think that I can be. I'm the one at the sea, I'm the master of my sea. Oh, ooh, the master of my sea. Oh, broken from a young age, taking my soul into the masses, writing my poetry.